do it live. And we're live. Bill O'Reilly over here.
That's right. We'll do it live. We'll just do it live.
Fuck it.
Look, I don't know. I thought I got rid of it, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not doing it. So like my teeth are getting all like I'm missing teeth or something. I don't know, but it's funny. So here we go. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the huddle.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's me, Coach Muddle, along with Nevada Nick, who, I mean, he called the big game. I mean, did he not call it? And we'll get into it because I mean, he called it yesterday. Him and Stiz both on it. So
calling the Texans outright winner, obviously. Which was a big one for me and Stiz, too, because he's running a survivor pool, and it was down to 5 people. And one person's got Tampa tonight, Coach. And then I noticed 3 of the 5 didn't have the Browns. And I told you, I just had a bad feeling about the Titans yesterday. Stiz said the same thing when I talked to him yesterday morning because we didn't talk about who we picked yet. Right. And so we both took the Browns. So now me and Stiz are 2 of the 3 left. So, really, excited, obviously, because, it's a nice chunk of change there. But, hey, just think, man, that's how good you got it. 2 of the 3 left are the guys on your show. So it shows you got our knowledge of football, man.
What the fuck is going on with this fucking shit? I don't know. All kinds of craziness going on.
Did I set it out?
No. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just another screen just totally popped up while I'm trying to,
ignore the screen.
So but it popped up and went anyway. Coach, we'll see.
I think Stiz is watching.
Yeah, Stiz is out there.
Is Dennis Rodman a little blurry to you?
Yeah, I think he does. Look, as I move around, see my
your teeth look funny. Wow.
Yeah, look, it looks like I have the missing teeth, man. Yeah, I got punched by LeBron James last night.
That's not. I'll tell you this. All I heard was when Coach was in New York, there was somebody circling him who wanted a piece of Coach, and Coach was mighty scared. He told me to come up.
Listen.
Lieutenant Dan will
No. Listen, it's called knowing your surroundings. Knowing your surroundings. Okay. Knowing your surroundings and reading the room. Okay.
I wouldn't have cared. Reading the room. I wouldn't have cared.
Yes, but
hey, you're in your city. You could have just went outside the bar, and then it would have been that on versus New York City.
It was, but you got to remember, it wasn't. That was at the tailgate. It was in.
It was the tailgate. I thought this was.
It was the tailgate. It was in. There's a lot of people. It would have taken me a while to get through all that. It wouldn't have been fun.
Right. Well, no, you took the high road too.
I took the high road because he is a douche. And now remember tonight I won't have my eye patch on, and I'm not an analyst watching this game. I am a fan when the New York Football Giants play, as I say all the time.
Well, at least you admit
it's hard to take It's hard to take my fan cap off.
Yeah, well, at least you did it, Coach.
Watching the Giants, I mean, that's what it is. At least you admit it.
But see, that's the thing with me with the Eagles, and you realize it because I picked against the Eagles yesterday. I can take my fan cap off. About making money. And look, I was wrong yesterday. If you don't mind, if we start with the Eagles and then go into your Giants, and we'll give a preview of tonight's game. Look, I think there was people who said the Eagles were only going to win 3 or 4 games this year. And look, early on, it didn't look great, except for the first game, obviously. But now you see it with this team. If you remember one of my preseason, and I'll tell you, our preseason picks between me and Stiz looking really good. One of mine was Eagles over 6.5. They're 5-6 now with 6 games to play. And those 6 games, you play the Giants twice, the Redskins twice, the Jets, and the Cowboys in Week 17 at home in what could be, I don't know if it's going to be meaningful or not for the Cowboys. If they're not playing for the number 1 seed, they very well likely may sit that week to rest some players, get health. So the Eagles got a nice shot at possibly finishing 500 or better. But look, Sirianni, they're running the football. They're doing it right. Look how much better Hurts looks now, Coach, because you're establishing a run.
And I said that.
Yeah. I mean, would I like him to throw the ball a little bit better? Yes. But he looks better as a quarterback, though, too, throwing the ball. You can't depend on him to run as much as he is, but he's doing what he needs to do right now to win. So you get more pieces in there to add to Goddard and Devontae Smith, and I'm sure he'll get some more passing yards. But I'm really starting to turn on Hurts. I'm in the position now, Coach. I don't know what you think, but I really think with Hurts, especially if it trends this way towards the end of the year, to bringing him back, taking those 3 first-round picks and going all defense. Because if they get a solid defense, maybe sign a piece or two through free agency, a weapon or something to add to the mix, but I think defense is where the Eagles need it. They need some defensive playmakers because look at the Cowboys. They overturned that defense in an offseason by Diggs improved, and you bring a guy like Parsons in. So if the Eagles can hit and get a couple defensive guys in, I think they could be a team to be reckoned with next year.
I agree, and I've never wavered from bringing Hurts back. I was never against that. I've always said, you're just not. And look, I said, you get that running game going, and it makes him so much better to be able to use all of his skills. And you're seeing that in the last 3 games. I mean, the guy has 400 yards rushing in the last 3 games, somewhere. He was over 100 the last 3 games at least.
I mean, he's got like 5 or 6 touchdowns rushing too. To me, he's Lamar Jackson, not as dynamic of a runner, but I think he's a better thrower and a better, and he's already, I think, a better thrower of the football than Lamar. And that says a lot. He's inconsistent, but he's young. Yeah. The more he learns this offense, learns the holes of defense, learns pre-snap reads, I mean, he's just going to be a better quarterback. And that's one thing I do say. Well, you said you got to give him you got to wait, give it a look. And you were right. I was just concerned. They look so bad. I think a part of it was obviously Sirianni just not supporting him. And once again, it goes to what me and you have always said. For quarterbacks, you're as good as the situation you're in a lot of times. Right. You know what I mean? And, I mean, you see it in New England. If Mac Jones was in Jacksonville or one of these other teams, he'd probably stink too. I mean, he's in a good situation.
Look, I mean, you're looking at, what is that, Trevor Lawrence arguably was the best quarterback head and shoulders above everybody else, but he is struggling mightily in Jacksonville. And I'm not even Zach Wilson is just, it is the Jets, and that's what it is. Right. So,
Yeah, that's like, Coach, that's like quarterback hell. Like, and even Mark Sanchez, who won some games and had some success. I mean, that was all because
he took you back to back AFC championships.
Right, but that was all defensive and running game. I mean, Sanchez was a good game manager. He was.
Okay.
No, he was. He wasn't a good. Come on, Corey, Coach. He wasn't a good quarterback.
But it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a good quarterback if you put the pieces around. He did his job. He did his job. He didn't have to carry the team. And when you ask some of these guys to carry the team, then it's too much for them.
Right. No, I mean, I think we're going to see it now with the Browns. Now, I'd give him credit. I think Baker's probably shouldn't be playing right now. I mean, because he had a bad game yesterday, and they still won. And
barely.
Not many times you win a game, but he didn't talk at the press conference yesterday, which as a quarterback, you can't do it. You got to go in. Right. You got to face how it is, Coach. Yep. You got to face the media. You got to face and supposedly he wasn't talking to his teammates. Now an insider with the Browns, and she's a good source too, Mary Kay Cabot. She's stating that there's friction between him and Stefanski. I really believe wholeheartedly, even if they make the playoffs and make a run, I got a feeling the Browns and Baker may be headed to divorce and that they're going to make a run at, my guess is Watson or Rodgers. I mean, Russell Wilson, I just think right now with the injury and the way he looks, I wouldn't be willing for a 33-year-old to give up 3 first-round picks right now and to pay Russ too. Let's not forget Russ is getting 35, 36 million. That's a lot of capital in draft picks and a lot of capital in money to give up for one guy.
Plus, the problem that you run into is all these young guys you have all are going to want to be paid at the same time.
Right.
And that's the problem when you have all these guys, there's no kind of stretching it out, and you're going to wind up having to break the band up, so to speak,
Right. Yeah, but Coach, obviously the Browns, they're prepared to pay Baker, but I really believe, you take that money and you give it to a Rodgers or a Watson, you have that capable of a quarterback. I mean, we thought the Browns were a Super Bowl team. I did. I thought they were a Super Bowl team with Baker. I mean, and look.
With that defense, we said
they've been ravaged by injuries. They have. I mean, all teams have injuries, but come on, let's be honest. The Browns have had more than most, both tackles, both running backs. They've gone through it. But yeah, they also still have some bad losses. I mean, 13-10 yesterday. Landry goes down again. So we'll see. But, Coach, this year it's so wild. A team like them at 5-5, they still got a shot.
Right.
I mean, it's so close. Like my team, who
especially
I said was
Pittsburgh loses, and Pittsburgh lost last night.
Right. Yeah, look at the Colts. And that's the thing there too, Coach. The Browns now, they play the Ravens this week, go on a bye, and then play the Ravens again. You get 2 wins, you could be in first place of your division, Coach.
Right.
So that's how wild it is, And the Bengals and Steelers there, they're going to be able to play them. So they, in a sense, if the Browns can play good football down the stretch here, they still control their own destiny.
Absolutely. But, I mean, what about my Super Bowl team, the Bills? I mean, they looked like the Bills from old. I mean, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they couldn't stop the run. They can't run. That's not good either. When you can't stop the run and you can't run, usually you're not going to be a very good football team. The Colts dominated them on the line of scrimmage. I mean, they really did. Wentz only threw for like 100 and some yards. I mean, and look, I've said that. The Colts are a run football team. That's what they need to do. And then, I mean, let Wentz throw the ball. I got no problem with that. But they're a run. That's where their strength is. And like I said, Coach, you play to your identity.
Right.
Yeah, Coach, I just the bigger concern
you're right.
to me,
you're right, Stiz.
yeah, you're right. 100% Stiz. Coach, my biggest concern is it's what happened to the offense. I mean, they didn't run the ball last year, but Josh Allen's 14th in quarterback rating. Like, I don't understand what's happened with the offense. Like, it's been very up and down. Obviously the defense was bad yesterday too, but they had all the turnovers. They keep turning the ball over the Bills. I mean, it's been
Nevada Nick. What are you in the club doing the show? I mean, you got like a strobe light going on out there. What are the cops outside your house?
I think it's your computer. Where's the strobe light? Where's the strobe light?
I don't know. Look, there's this light coming in on your side.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, this is coming from the guy who's got terrible service. It's all the fucking no teeth over there. The teeth moving. And he's bitching because I got a strobe light.
Oh, man, yeah.
But no, like I'm saying, what do you think's wrong with the Bills' offense? I mean,
and I mean, I think Josh Allen looked like regressed like his rookie year where he was just trying to do too much. And I mean, really, I don't know, that offensive line, he was kind of playing with happy feet, kind of scared. Where instead of just climbing the pocket and throwing the football, he was getting happy feet and running around and kind of playing scared,
Well, I do think that's one of your problems when you're a one-dimensional team like they are, and you're not even going to really attempt to try to get a run game going. Teams know how to play it. They're dropping back. You're playing nickel or dime coverage, and those guys are just pinning their ears back and rushing the QB. I mean, look at the Jags. I mean, they just Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen, just killed Josh Allen.
You should get on the Giants. But yes, the what kind of surprised me was when the Ravens cut Le'Veon Bell. How did the Bills not pick him up?
Mm.
I mean, there you go. There's a back that doesn't have a lot of tread who can give you that out of the backfield stuff. And isn't
Le'Veon Bell on the Ravens?
They cut him last week.
Did they cut him?
Yes, they cut him. Last week sometime he tweeted out.
No. I don't know. I don't think it's, running backs to me, I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, but they mainly are. Like, look at the Niners. To me, it's about your offensive line and being able to look at the Eagles. Like, you never gave Sanders the ball, and now Boston Scott and these guys. No, it's because they're actually, showing a commitment to running the football. The Bills don't do that. I think their guys, Breida and Stiz. If Stiz is in here, he'll give us the other running back for the Bills. It's Breida and somebody else, but they don't stick with it. Yeah, right. Singletary. Right.
FAU guy.
Yeah, they just don't stick with it, and the running game's a rhythm, and that's one. It's I know it's the truth, Stiz. That's my criticism of the Cowboys. Like I said, Mike McCarthy. There it is, Zach Moss. Mike McCarthy just.
What happened to Devin Singletary?
Yeah, he's there too. Singletary's there too.
Right.
McCarthy just gets in the way, and I understand he's not the play caller, but you need to go in there and say, all right, look, we need to run the ball. And Paul, 100%, I agree. Derek Carr, and then I'll get to my Cowboys point, Coach. Derek Carr was a disgrace, and I'm not talking about his play. But look, you're 5-4. You're right in the mix of things still in the AFC. I mean, they are still 5-5, but you're 5-4. You're down 10-6 at home, and he was sitting on the bench like somebody ran over his dog. Like, don't you see those other quarterbacks when a team does something, they'll get up and start firing the ball, the ball, or they're up and down. You see Brady doing it all the time, getting his teammates going, all right, we're going to come back. He's just sitting there like somebody shot his dog. I mean, and it's 10-6. It's not 30-6.
Right.
Carr lacks severe leadership. I would start Mariota because a guy like him, you see it with Hurts. Maybe his athletic ability opens up the run game because you got to stay honest on that RPO, where they hold the ball. And if that defensive end crashes on the running back, they're going to pull and just run. That's what a guy like Mariota can do. I would do it just for something different, just for a different look. And look, you're playing the Cowboys this week, who I believe it's going to be a low-scoring, tight game because obviously it looks like now with the Cowboys, no Amari Cooper, no CeeDee Lamb. So we could be talking about a close game. And look, if the Raiders go in and beat the Cowboys, you're right back in the mix. You're right back in the mix, 6-5 in the AFC. You're one
now, Nevada Nick. Let me ask you: you joining me on Wednesday before Thanksgiving? We got big games on Thursday. Putting you on the spot, I know.
Yeah, no. Well, maybe you want to do maybe Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
Well, I can do Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, it works for me. Let's do that. We did that last year. Remember?
All right.
Yeah. Well, that'll work. Yeah, because I'll probably be getting drunk for Wednesday night.
All right, sounds good, man. So live, but
yeah. Okay. So on to the Cowboys. What I was about to say. Look, the Chiefs did get up on them yesterday, but ultimately it was 19-9, and McCarthy abandoned the run game, and he keeps throwing the ball. The Cowboys weren't out of that game yesterday. Hand the ball off, run the ball. Use Zeke, use Pollard. Just like we see with Hurts, we were saying, the Cowboys, it's there. When
but you made Jones look like a superstar. He had 3.5 sacks.
I know.
Yesterday. And
he's healthier and back to his normal position too.
Right.
But, that's what I'm saying. He just kept throwing. When Dak throws the ball 40 times or more, they lose. It's just a fact. And yet they didn't. the defense kept them in the game. And look, the defense gave them 2 turnovers that was inside the Chiefs' 40-yard line. So
and they couldn't come away with touchdowns.
6 points, and you ended up with 9. I mean, Parsons has the great sack at the end of the first half, and McCarthy, fucking Mr. Time Management, they have 1:10 left. He's got 2 timeouts. They go 10 yards, and it takes a minute. And then Dak, so Coach, they get to the 28-yard line. Okay, there's 36 seconds left, no timeout. So Dak rushes it up. They get down to 25, and right there is where you don't understand what bad coaching does to a team. 2 huge things happen. Dak is rushing, puts the ball up. They throw a turnover. CeeDee Lamb gets hurt in the end zone. So right there, both are on McCarthy. And I know, CeeDee Lamb getting hurt could have been on any play. But still, you call a timeout there, and it isn't chaotic like it was. Right. You don't get the interception, and CeeDee Lamb don't get hurt. They're both on Mike McCarthy.
All right, I agree with that. I'm not going to argue that you're absolutely right. That's poor management of the clock, And
he's known for that. It happened earlier in the year. I mean, it's
listen. Don't have to talk to me. I mean, Joe Judge is the king of time management. I mean, he blows all his timeouts in the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, so don't even go there. So hopefully tonight he'll get a better grasp of tonight.
Let's get into the game tonight. What do you think the Giants can do like they did last year and make it close?
I hope so. Again, it's the fan hat. I can't take it off. Giants are going to win in my opinion. Daniel Jones got his first career win in Tampa 2 years ago. Obviously, it was because famous Jameis threw 4 picks. I mean, how else were you going to win that game?
Yeah, but 4 picks and some crab legs.
Yeah, man. But I think it's But here's the thing: Tom Brady hasn't lost 3 games in 20 years. It's been 2002 since the last time he lost 3 games in a row. So 20 years, in a 20-year span, he hasn't lost 3 in a row. Right. I think Tom's going to come out pretty sharp. But you know what? Patrick Graham is kind of getting that defense a little bit dialed back in. And Saquon's back. And as much as I'm not a big fan, he does force the defense to bring another guy in the box. Yeah. So maybe it opens up the passing game a little bit better. And hopefully that offensive line can stay stout because of the issues that the Bucs have on that defensive line right now. Some injuries.
Right. And let me tell you one thing usually, Coach. So the Bucs, by far, best run defense in the league. Vita Vea is doubtful tonight. They lose him. That's big. He's huge for them against the rush. You lose that big defensive tackle. If they can get Saquon going a little bit tonight, but one big thing, Coach, Gronk is going to play, and that is one thing they've lacked. The Bucs have struggled in the red zone, and to me, the biggest reason obviously is Gronk, because we all know Brady loves Gronk down in the red zone, so that's affected him. And the other thing he's missed, he loves AB work in the middle of that field. He really does. So he's lost 2 of those guys that are his anchors. You know what I mean? Right. He plays well with both of them. So I really believe that's part of the reason. But, yeah, look, last week, couple bad bounces, but he also had a couple bad throws too. So they were very out of sync, very uncharacteristic. But I don't see a game tonight, Coach, where, I would say this. Last year, to be honest with you, the Giants played good. But I felt it was more the Bucs played bad than the Giants played good. I don't see that today. If the Giants win this game, I think you're going to see a great game played by the Giants, because I don't see the Bucs coming out flat tonight. I just don't see it. I think you're going to see. I
agree with that, and like you said, the Bucs do have. We seem to be safe, Coach. Yeah, for you, maybe, Sammy, for you, maybe, but not on my end.
You got
Sammy and I did our Thursday show. We kind of focused more in on the high school level in Delaware and talked a little bit about that. So it was a little different. But let me tell you, the other thing. What I was going to say is the Giants do a good job with Saquon of dumping the ball and getting the ball in his hands. Because of that run, they are such a tough run team because they did that against the Saints. Remember, Barkley had all those receiving yards. So, look for the little check down to
now, Coach Galladay, is he playing?
Galladay is, I believe he is, and Shepard is playing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, me and Stiz are the biggest freaking Giants fans tonight that there are because we're hoping that me and him take home the pot for Survivor. But we will see. Just wants the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree, Sammy. It is. It's wide open now with the Dallas loss and both the Washington and the Eagles winning. The Giants need to win to keep pace. To keep in the mix,
I don't know. The Cowboys are 7-3. The Eagles are 5-6. So they're 2.5 back. If the Cowboys lose to the Raiders on Thursday, we can talk a little bit because then the Eagles are within 2. But I don't see anybody catching the Cowboys. I think, and I would hope the Cowboys go into that Thursday game on a short week and without those receivers. To me, that would be the Raiders haven't scored 17 points in 3 straight games. To me, it'd be like, all right, let's count on our defense this week. Let's turn around, hand the ball to Zeke and to Pollard. Let's
shorten the game.
Yeah,
and shorten that game up. Absolutely.
Right, because the Raiders look like they're on tilt. They really do. I mean, this is a team that was 5-2. That's now 5-5. That was 5-2 last year. Same thing happened. The Raiders, and I hate to say this,
and I'm still in it. I had the Raiders and under.
You still got a chance.
I still got a chance, baby.
And look, what's crazy, Coach, if they don't beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are the biggest favorite this week so far. Yeah, the Cowboys are the biggest favorite at 7 points. If they don't win this week, Vegas, they then play Washington at home, which who knows with the Raiders.
Right.
But then they go at the Chiefs, at the Browns. They play the Broncos, the Colts, and the Chargers. There's not a lot of wins there that I see. I mean, the Colts are playing well. I think the Chargers are a bad matchup for them because the way you beat the Chargers is run the football, and the Raiders don't do that. I think they'll win 7 games, but, man, the Raiders are stuck, and that's what I said. That's why I'd blow it up if I was the Raiders, because the Raiders are stuck in no man's land. They're right in the middle, and they're, you know what I mean? That's why I would just blow it up, everything.
Right. I agree.
Is there anywhere worse to be to go, Coach, where you're right in the middle? You know what I mean? I mean, nobody wants to suck, but to me, when you're in the middle where it's like you're good enough, but not good enough to get to the playoffs, and, not shitty enough to maybe get some exciting
a decent pick. Yeah. Right.
Yes. Stiz is with you. He's got the 6.5 too.
I got the 6.5 too, buddy. Yeah, because we talked about it. I liked it.
That's why it's a loser, Stiz, because you went along with Coach. Coach's locks. I think he's like 2-9 now. He had those 2 straight weeks he won. I think he's around it. He's 2-9.
No, I had to push. I'm at the 3.
2-8-1. Listen to this guy. I've never seen someone count it. I got to push. 2-8-1
Yeah, that's right, baby.
My niece.
Listen.
My niece could beat 2-8-1. Fucking niece could beat that.
Listen. I don't come on the show to say I'm the guy that picks winners. That's your job. That's Steve's job. I just pick shit out of a hat and go with it, man.
And yesterday, Coach couldn't even remember who he picked. How about that? You go, Coach, your lock of the week. You're like, put it up. I told you.
Yep, and Cam couldn't come through for me.
Yeah, Cam couldn't. Well, there you go. You're taking Cam Newton. That's your problem. So that's my lock of next week. Is Coach is going to forget his pick on Sunday. Fucking lock of the year. Look at this. This said it too. No argument from him. Look, yesterday, Coach, I'll tell you another one who got a win, and I call me crazy. To me, the Ravens are the luckiest team in the NFL. I just don't think they're that great of a football team. And I can tell you the games. So they're 7-3. Well, I don't know if you saw what happened late yesterday, but they were at like the 40-some yard line with 25 seconds to go at a backup QB, and the Bears just let one guy wide open get open and catch the ball, and they're down 4, so a field goal wasn't going to do anything.
Right.
So they got that win. They got the 66-yard field goal. They got the fumble against the Chiefs, where the Chiefs all they had to do was run the clock out, and they fumbled.
Right.
And then you got a 19-point comeback.
They should have beat the Raiders. They should have beat the Raiders.
No, I agree. They should have beat the Raiders. You're right. So we can do that. But still, there's 3 games. That's 4-6. Like they just are the luckiest team. And the part of it is it's the Ravens. They are a good organization. I'm not denying that. But I think the Ravens are fugazi. I really do. I'll say it. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling if the Browns can just get a little healthy, don't be shocked if the Browns beat them twice in a row. I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
You saw what the Bengals did.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean they're banged up, but supposedly, Lamar, they're not telling you something because Lamar runs a lot, coach. Like he's hurt, and they're not saying it because supposedly
say it proud, Angela.
What's up, Angela? Angela, we were talking about it. The way Carr sat there yesterday when it was 10-6 on the sideline on the bench like somebody shot his dog. I mean, he's a disgrace. I mean, I mean, really, you got to question his heart because any type of quarterback, you're 5-4, you're only down 4 points at home. Like, go up and down, get your team going. And not just that, you're the unquestioned leader. You know what I mean? This is the guy who earlier in the week said, before when I would come in, nobody else was here. Now we're different. I come in and people are there. So basically, before nobody worked hard but you. So you're patting yourself on the back, calling out your other teammates, not your current teammates, but past teammates. But, okay, well, why are you allowing that to happen? Do you think guys with Tom Brady don't show up in the morning and work hard? Do you think that happens? Right. No, it's a reflection on his leadership. It really is. It's a reflection on his leadership. You don't let that shit happen. I agree with that. Or you go to the organization and you say, I'm the quarterback. This is my team. This shit needs to stop. Simple, plain and simple. Don't make it hard. I mean, so it pisses me off. And you were right. And I would. Angela, that's what I would do.
Not tonight, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared, sorry, we don't have any calls tonight. The coach's Google Voice is acting up. But Angela, I would get rid of everybody, top to bottom. GM, Mayock would go. Your two first-round picks in 2020, which let's not forget is just a year ago, are already gone. Like, I mean, I would get a new QB, new everything. I wish you guys could get a new owner too. Well, Mark Davis sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, since he's been the owner, they're the Lions and the Browns. Let's be honest, they are. They have no playoff wins since 2002. Mark Davis does not have a playoff win as the head of the Raiders.
Thanks, Jared.
Not one. Yeah, Angela is fired up, man. I wouldn't. Ooh.
That's right.
I'm sure she likes to say. I guess it's Santangela. She calls it. I don't know what you, not her alter ego, but yeah, she would not be happy. Definitely a new city. Yeah. Well, that's what's crazy, Coach. Is all these teams are going into Vegas and kind of taking the town over. It's just not that home field Oakland was. It just isn't. They said the KC was like that. I don't know what it was like with Cincinnati because Cincinnati doesn't have much of a traveling fan base. But like teams like the Eagles, the Giants, you travel. The Steelers, you know what I mean? You travel well. Yeah, Jared, you see that? He's right, though. There's going to be the Philadelphia Stars.
Yeah, Philadelphia Stars, man.
Like the old school USFL.
Jersey Generals. Yep, Jersey Generals.
And Trump used to own them. But that's the one thing I question.
Right.
Like the Rock's bringing the XFL back, too. It hasn't worked. You know what I mean? The NFL is too, the only team
here's the problem. No, and I tell you exactly what the problem is. You can't charge NFL prices for above high school, mid-college level man. And I mean, you're not even talking watching Alabama. I mean, you've got to make it reasonable for people to go and watch the game. And part of the problem is you're going to NFL cities with NFL stadiums, and the NFL owners are going to charge you. They're going to rape you. What?
Blitz said, yeah, Coach. Yeah, that's true. You don't want Coach being one of your owners. Coach owns the Packers, not the Raiders. So
that's right. That's right. I am an official owner now, Angela. Okay, you're right. He came from the XFL, but what I'm saying is, if you wanted to succeed, you have to cut the cost of the affordable to get people in the seats to watch it.
Yeah. No, you're right, Coach. You're right. Yeah, you're right. No, and just like I hate to say it, but Arena Football did that, and they made it fun for the crowd, and they drew for a little. Yeah, they drew, except they had a nice run, Arena Football. They did certain things to draw fans in. But yeah, let's not forget too, Coach just bought the Packers, and so far, Coach's record as an owner, 0-1.
That's right.
I swear.
On a BS call. Wait a second. That was a BS call at the end. Come on now.
Oh, it was.
He intercepted the ball.
Yeah. Well, there was. I hate Kirk Cousins, so yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I am. I'm 0-1. We'll see what happens. We'll get going though.
Yeah. As an owner, can you please recommend me erase the defensive? Yeah. And tweak the rough. Nah, yeah, you know what, Sammy? I'm so tired of it because there's so many of these that are just huge. I mean, let's be honest. That Titans one with the Saints game, that turned that game. That honestly, without that play, the Saints win that game. So now a team like the Saints who are fighting for a playoff position are a game more ahead. It screws a team like the Colts, who'd be one game closer to the Titans without Derrick Henry. And let's not forget, the Titans got the Patriots coming into town. So you talk about being under pressure, you would. And that's why I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these refs making themselves part of the game. Stay out of it. If there's a penalty, I got no problem. But they involve themselves in the game, and it drives me crazy. I don't have a problem when there's a real penalty. But when you got this ticky-tack bullshit, I can't stand it. Oh, Angela, I will definitely check that up. Angela's going to be live tonight and tomorrow night. Damn, she must have really got
really fired up.
Yeah. And let's
really
Sandy
fired
said,
up.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I agree with that, Sam.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's, Sammy, the other one that I don't like either, it's gone so offensive. Just all these pass interference calls. You can't face guard. You can't. I mean, it's so hard to play defense. And then you see these receivers all the time pushing off. Another game yesterday, Jefferson got away with the Vikings. Two-hand push, cause separation, touchdown, no flag. I mean, that's the shit I just can't stand. I can't imagine playing defense in the NFL nowadays. I mean, it's just it's just not what it was. And that's one thing which is so funny to me. They asked Tom Brady, Colin Cowherd did, if he could change one thing in the league, and he said that he'd make it more like it used to be, because he says it's changed everything. That the middle of the field's wide open right now because the threat of, not having a John Lynch or, who's the guy from the Raiders used to always, was it Lester Hayes?
Lester Hayes, yes.
Yeah,
Lester Hayes.
Who would knock your head off if you went through the middle. It's just gone. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really, it's a shame because, I don't want to see people getting concussions, and I'm not saying that, but you've really taken an element of the game away. You have. And it's a shame. And Brady even said it. And this is a guy who's a quarterback who one of the rules hitting low was made for him. Yeah. And when he got hurt in game 1 against the Texans in 2009. And that was one of the reasons, because they don't want their franchise $30 million quarterback being out for the year. That's why they're doing this.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, they got to, but it's got to. There has to be some kind of happy median. I mean, I understand. Okay, the quarterback, but some of the crap between the receiver and the DB, you got to let him play. I mean, you got to. It's just too much, man.
And Coach, the one thing now too that's mind-boggling to me is the whole taunting thing. They've had
my God, I know it's
the one guy pointed at the guy yesterday.
Plus the Giants, the game in Kansas City. Remember? I mean, come on now.
Well, the Steelers game, which once again, the Steelers would have lost that game if it wasn't for that taunting call, and against the Bears, where the guy he looked at the freaking sideline. And my point is, wait, when these defenders make a play, they can all go in the other end zone and do this,
right?
But that's not taunting because it's celebration now. But you point at a guy that when you score, it's football. It's an emotional sport.
Right.
Like, it's hard. And you say it to these guys, but it's hard. You got to understand, these guys are jawing back and forth all game. It's a play-by-play battle. And you know what? Sometimes it's just going to – when it's egregious, I don't have a problem. But you point at somebody, you stare at a sideline. I mean, it's just they go one way and then they go another way. It's just it's freaking annoying. Yeah, I agree.
You're right, Stiz. You're right, Stiz. You're right. The no fun league. That's what it's getting to.
Right, the no fun league. Now, Coach, who do you think is the best team in the NFL? I mean, I said Packers yesterday, and I still think they're up there. But I'll tell you, I don't remember a season where I guess you can say the Cardinals because they still go in with Kirk Cousins yesterday. Not Kirk Cousins, Colt McCoy, excuse me, just like they did last year, and they beat Seattle. But who's the best team in football? I don't know, Coach. I really don't. Like, it's so wide open right now.
I'm New England. England.
No.
I mean, they are.
If you know who looks the best right now, I can't go against you. No, I mean, right? And look, this weekend's going to tell a lot because New England are at home against Tennessee.
Thank you, Sammy. Sammy, thanks,
Sammy. And Coach, Sammy. The other one, great game, Packers-Rams this weekend too. So that'll tell us something. And look, the winner of that Packers-Rams game, now it won't hurt the Packers as much, but man, if the Rams lose that game, you're almost 2 or 3 back from the Cardinals now, and your season's really changed. And it's you bring in OBJ, all this Super Bowl hype. Now you're almost, it's going to be tough for you to get that number 1 seed, or at least even get any type of home field because you're going to be 2.5 games behind the Cardinals.
Yep. You're right, Sammy. I said that during the draft, buddy. I said that during the draft. That's who Bill wanted the whole time, and he just sat there and waited, and he fell to him. Man.
And that's what's amazing because you know how many other people would have panicked and moved up because you're worried, and Bill sat there, didn't give up any other draft capital, and he fell to him. And I think he read it. He read it well. I mean, obviously, you always got to be worried about the teams behind you possibly trading in front of you. You don't want that, but I mean,
well, I think it came down to because when I was reading that they had, Mac Jones was 1 and Justin Fields was 2 on their board. So when Chicago jumped up, they were fine with whoever Chicago took at the quarter spot, and they were obviously elated when Mac Jones.
And they knew too. They knew too. Dallas and the Eagles, they weren't going to take QBs, and then it was the Chargers. The Giants, they knew they weren't, and they knew these teams ahead of them weren't going to take QBs. Like I said, the only fear you had to be was that somebody behind you jump ahead. But now they played it. Stiz, I agree. I think it is a must-win for the Rams. It's crazy because you're saying, well, what are you talking about? Rams are, I think they're 7-3. But if they lose and go to 7-4. The Cardinals are 9-2. I mean, and the Cardinals beat them head-to-head. So you're talking about 2.5 games back. We don't have many games left here. As crazy as it sounds, we're here. We're only got 6 games left in this season for most of these teams. So, well, some of them, I should say. But, there's not a lot of season. When you're back 2.5 games with 6 to play, that's a lot.
All right. So for the degenerates, you got money on tonight's game. Who do you like?
I would take the points. I really would. I don't think – no AB. Gronk does help. Yes, it's in Tampa. Brady. I I would take Tampa in a tease or in a 10-point tease. So a 10-point tease, you get them down to 1, and then you got to take 2 other teams with it and take 10 points off it. A regular tease, I don't mind them under a touchdown, but they're up at 11.5, 12. It's too many points. I mean, you see it. These dogs are covering. I mean, look at the two games yesterday. The Browns were a 13-point favorite. That was a 3-point game. The Texans were a 10.5 point dog. They went outright, as Nevada Nick and Stiz told you. As I said, Titans were on upset alert, baby. Texans outright. Who's calling Texans outright? Come on, me and Stiz. A 1-8 team, basically the worst team in the AFC versus the best team in the AFC. A team that was on an 8-game losing streak playing a team was on a 5-game winning streak. Nevada Nick outright, baby. And Stiz called it too.
Absolutely.
Angela,
Absolutely.
If the Raiders drafted Herbert, things would be a lot different. But instead, they got you. 2 guys that aren't on your team anymore. That's the Raiders for you. I was trying to think if they got them, and that's what's crazy too. They get Ruggs. You could have had CeeDee Lamb or Jefferson, who were much better receivers than Ruggs. Even though Ruggs was starting to come around this year, but he had character issues. They should have never talked to him. I'm telling you, New York comes out hot after good shows.
Yeah, man. I think New York's going to come out good.
Angela, for that game, I think it's going to be closer than you think. The Raiders are the goofiest team in the NFL. But I think they're going to play well Thursday because this is just how they are. I'm starting to get onto the trend of the Raiders now. Now everybody's giving up hope on them, so now they'll actually reel you back in so they can fuck you later in the year. That's the Raiders. I'm starting that. They're gonna reel you back in a little bit. Whether they win, I don't know, but I do think they're going to cover the 7. Let's not forget too, the Cowboys' 2 receivers look like they might be out. Raiders defense is good. So I see a low-scoring game. I do think Dallas wins, but I think the Raiders are going to cover the 7. I agree, Stiz. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to cut out a little early because, we got a big Giant game to get to. I have a
we're all Giant fans tonight, baby.
My date's waiting for me right now.
Tell him I said hi.
And SJ. Oh, she's so got her the DJ. Come here. Come on. Get on camera. Hurry up, man, so we can end the show. See? Move over. There you go. Got your she's got her DJ on there. Yeah, get ready. Yeah, baby. We're getting ready. Get a little sushi before the game, and we're gonna go watch the game. So it'll be fun.
You got SJ in the DJ jersey.
There you go. That's right. SJ and the DJ. There you go, man. So good stuff, man. Good stuff from Nevada Nick. Great as always. We appreciate everybody showing the love. Please share it with your friends. Go over to YouTube, like the page, subscribe, ring the bell, so we can try to get some monetization. It would be great. Go ahead,
Coach. Thursday, 10 a.m.
Right? Thursday, 10 a.m. Mark the calendar. We're going to be on Thursday in the a.m. instead of the p.m. So we'll shout it out to you. Make sure you tell your friends. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game. Go Big Blue. And we'll see you Thursday.
Go Giants.